How you guys doing? I appreciate you coming out. This has been quite the trip already. First of all, like yesterday when we came here, they were next to military bases, and you know, supporters of the military, appreciate all your service for all the military members here. But I didn't expect to feel as intense as I did with everybody, and they said you guys are way more fired up than yesterday, so it's going to be exciting. Disclaimer at the beginning, I see that there's little kids here. I'm going to get a little... everybody's already expecting, everybody's seeing the videos. So please, I won't go too obscene. It'll be obscene, but just not too far. I'm not going to get naked. So doing these types of seminars is always, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until we started doing them more often. And the biggest thing is everybody in here that watches the videos, everybody feels something when they see one of them. We have I think we have like 150 videos posted. Obviously there's some that are more popular, but there's always something that resonates with each individual person. And it's like whenever I do them, I get into a zone where I'm just feeling the shit, man. And that's exactly what happens with all of you. Like I see, you know, she has on an HWMF shirt. He has on one too. Like I'm wearing one right now. This phrase, no matter who you are, whether you're old, young, gay, straight, black, white, anything, somebody says, what's HWMF stand for? And then you say to them, hard-working motherfucker. And they're like, I kind of like that. Where'd you get it? So those are the things that, like, as we've made these videos, it hits everybody hard. And whenever I get into this forum to get to see your faces and tell some stories and go through exactly how I became this person, it hits home with everybody. So I'm excited to do these things. I appreciate you guys spending your time here. Without any more introduction, we'll get into the shit of how I became this person and how I got here and how I've evolved into this person. Because right now, I call myself much more functional and fuckable. I'm 225 pounds of sexiness. A year ago, I was like 245, 250, and I loved it. I love bodybuilding. You know, to own my own supplement company and travel the world, traveling all over the fucking place now, promoting my brand and promoting who I am and how I got to this point. Because you have to understand, like, I'm just like you. I was still just some young chubby kid from Western Pennsylvania who was like, I want to be a bodybuilder, motherfucker. And people were like, huh, good luck, dude. So to be able to do this is just, it's incredible. But like I said, so I was the chubby kid growing up. Growing up, I was the kid that I had a great family. My mom and dad, my dad owns his own company. He's owned it for 42 fucking years now. And he is one mean son of a bitch. The dude's he is a hardcore dude. He's hard on everybody. But, you know, that's what happens when you own your own business. And my mom is the sweetest woman in the world. Just stay-at-home mom, took care of us, fed us way more than we should have. Just always so sweet. So whenever you see me and how intense I get with everything, but yet it's like, man, it comes from a good spot. Seems like such a good guy. My mom and dad, keep that in your head. My dad, hard as fuck. My mom, sweet as can be. So I had the best of both worlds. But as I grew up, as a young kid, I was the chubby kid. Just ate everything. Snacks. You all know I love fucking snacks. Never changed.
Yeah.
So, get it. So I'll never forget the day that I decided to change and become like something a little bit different. I was like 12 years old, going through puberty, you know, the whole thing where your dick's starting to get hard. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I really like women. I don't know what to do, where I'm going. Oh my God. But the problem was all the girls that we hung around with started calling me Chubbs too. Like that was my nickname, Chubbs. Yeah, you get it. You're like, oh bro, that's a rough one. My nickname was Chubbs. All the dudes, we all had nicknames, but mine was the most like degrading. But it wasn't really degrading. It was Chubbs. Chubbers. Chubbs. Chubbs. What's up? I'm like, is it with one B or two B's? Fuck, I don't even know how to spell my own nickname. But the girls called me Chubbs too, and I was like, this shit's done. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it gotta fucking end. I don't want to be the chubby kid. So I was sitting on the couch eating barbecue chips from Snyder. I'll never forget it. Snyder barbecue potato chips, sitting on the couch eating them, 12 years old. And I was flicking through the channels and Commando was on. Arnold Schwarzenegger, very fucking beginning of the movie, when he's carrying the log on his shoulder, just looking jacked as hell. I'm like, oh, bro, I want to wear a tank top and look sexy. Like, this is great, you know? Be strong, all manly and shit. And so I saw it and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to look like that. I don't want to be the chubby kid no more. I want to be this masculine man that's just awesome. Lo and behold, like, that was the starting point where I said, okay, I'm done eating chips, I'm done eating pop, I'm going to do push-ups and sit-ups in my room. Push-ups and sit-ups every fucking day. So in my bedroom, before I got a shower every night, I did sit-ups and push-ups. I started out doing 25 to 50 every night. 12 years old, 13 years old. That's all I was doing. That spot where I did the push-ups and sit-ups, still to this day squeaks. Because my parents have not changed the carpet in there, and you see where I did sit-ups, still to this day. I did push-ups and sit-ups every fucking day, no matter what it was, for years. At 13 years old is whenever my dad recognized, he's like, so you like lifting weights, huh? And I'm like, I want to look good, I want to be big, I want to do this. So he brought home the sand weights that he used. I started doing push-ups, sit-ups, curls with the straight bar with them old red sand weights. You guys know what I mean? Some of the older, I don't know if the young kids would recognize it, but that's whenever that was the beginning of it. Started looking good, I started feeling it. I fell in love with it because it was all on me. One thing led to another. My dad took me to the gym that he knew the guys that owned a gym in town. This is old school as shit. This is before like anything. This is before, I mean, you still use the fucking phone book. I was 14 years old when he took me. So I go there and he says, I'll never forget the day you walked into this gym. He's like, I lost you. He's like, I knew you were fucking gone, kid. He's like, you lit up like a Christmas tree and you were in the shit. So right there that was like I said, the day he lost me, and sure enough, every fucking day I was in the gym. I fell in love with it. I had no clue where it was going to lead me. I had no clue that I'd be traveling the world doing this, but all I knew was I loved it. So, of course, as a young boy, your parents tell you you can be anything you want to be. Like I said, my parents were great people, hard-working. My dad is the epitome of a hard-working motherfucker, just on it all the time. Still outworks me to this day. I think he does it just to piss me off. From there, at the gym, every day, my whole goal was just to feel better about myself because I still had these insecurities. Still to that day, I was still like, I'm the fat kid. I'm the fat kid. I'm not going to be the fucking fat kid. That's whenever I just, every day, 2 to 3 hours a day in the gym with the goal of being a pro bodybuilder. My parents told me I could be anything I wanted. And you believe them because they're nice to you and they want to tell you you could do anything you want. I said, I want to be a pro bodybuilder. I never verbalized it until I was about 17 years old and I said, I want to be a pro bodybuilder. Read all the magazines, you name it, Flex magazine. I knew everything about fucking bodybuilding. And whenever I came to say it, they said, that's a really dumb idea. I'm like, hold the fucking phone. You mean to tell me that this is a dumb idea? You told me I could be anything I wanted, and I want to be a pro bodybuilder. I want to travel the world and make millions of dollars. And then they were like, you're not going to make millions of dollars being a bodybuilder. No one becomes a pro bodybuilder. Arnold Schwarzenegger's the pro bodybuilder. I'm like, fucking damn it, I'm going to do it. Everybody kind of made fun of me. Like people in school, my siblings, kind of busted my balls about it. No one really believed that I could do it because no one fucking becomes a pro bodybuilder. Who becomes a pro bodybuilder? At that time, not many. It's not like it is today because it was very tight-knit. There was only, to get a pro card in 2009, whenever I turned pro, there was only, I think that year, 7 people who got pro cards the whole entire year. Now they give like 12 away per show. So it was like not gonna fucking happen. And I said, I wanna do it, and I'm gonna fucking go after it. So, needless to say, I went into it and I didn't stop. I trained from the time I was 16 years old was whenever I started training hard, all the way until I was 24 years old before I did my first pro qualifier, or even first fucking show. So that whole bit right there of the earlier part of my life, still to this day, fucks with me a little bit. Those insecurities that I had at that young point, whenever I was like, you're a fat kid, Seth. People laughed at you. You know that chip on the shoulder people talk about? Like Tom Brady saying he didn't get fucking drafted, he was drafted in the 6th round. He's like, yeah, bro, but you're married to Giselle and you're the best quarterback to ever walk the planet. That's nice, because that's how we view him. But in that dude's head, he's still the dude that didn't get drafted. He's still that fucking guy. Same thing with me. I'm still that guy that got made fun of and was called Chubbs. Like, whenever I feel like I'm feeling bad about myself or anything like that, I think back to that moment and I'm like, I'm here to fuck shit up today. I'm gonna look fucking sexy naked, I'm gonna feel good about myself, and I'm coming for it. Like, legitimately, like everybody, you know, we're laughing about it, but whenever I look myself in the mirror, I don't see what some of you guys see. I see that young kid, I see those insecurities. So if I always hold myself to a higher standard, or to the standard where I'm a regular guy, that means I'm always striving for more. That's where the hardworking motherfucker comes from. Because through that time in my life, it was all about me becoming better for myself. And I was very selfish. I was young. I didn't really have too much on my plate other than to just feel good about myself. So I was a little selfish, which is very common in fitness or in bodybuilding. I'll remember that point as I circle back to it later on about everything. So that was the beginning part. Along the way, I realized that I'm a little bit of a wild motherfucker. I fell in love with steroids. I just gravitated towards them. Being a bodybuilder, motherfucker, that's part of the game. That's why whenever I made the steroids, drugs, and life video and made everything, I was like, nobody talks about it. So as a youngster, whenever I was like 17, 18 years old, I'm like, okay, like, what about steroids? Tell me about steroids. Somebody please tell me how to take them. I want to get big. And they're like, well, they're dangerous. I'm like, don't give a fuck. I don't care. Let's do them. I'll feed them to me. I want to be a pro bodybuilder. And then you'd go to an expo and you'd see Jake Cutler and Ronnie Coleman. And I'm like, I know these motherfuckers take steroids. Then they'd be like, nope, I don't take them. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't fucking take them? I know a guy at the gym that takes them and he's nowhere your size of you. You're a fucking alien. You're 320 pounds. Chicken and rice. I'm like, fuck you, no you don't. So I saw this huge void in the industry at that age. And I'm like, there's something I'm missing. Where's it at? How do I find out? So that's whenever, at that age is whenever I was like, okay, this is some bullshit. Nobody really tells the truth here. This is gonna make me, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I have to figure it out because this is my dream. Gotta figure it out. So I read every book. Back then the internet really wasn't around, so you had to order a book. Anabolics 2001 by William Lelowin was the book I ordered online. My mom was wondering why I needed her credit card because you had to order it online. Like, and that was not really big back then. So ordered it, and I was like, man, I just read fucking everything. And at the time, I was a huge nerd. I just wrote down everything, jot down every workout, jot down every meal, all the supplements I took, you name it. I was so fucking into it. I don't use computer. I'm not good with it. Still to this day, I still take notes with a pencil and paper. So all that, and I got the steroids book, and I read everything, and I just started taking notes. You name it, I knew it. I wanted to find out everything about it, and then the next step was finding them. So then I finally found them. I was like, yes, here it comes. Here comes the real shit. I was 20 years old whenever I first started taking them, and everybody had warned me about all the side effects. They're like, this is going to happen. I read all the books. I knew it. The thing was, that's the wild side of me, where I was like, fuck it, dude. I don't care. Don't care. I was invincible, and on top of that, I just wanted to be I wanted to be famous. Those insecurities that I had of being chubs and chubbers still fucked with me. So I was like, here I come. Little did I know the roller coaster ride I was about to go on. That's where I would say, like, the part of me whenever I like doing these forums is the fact that you're going to hear things I never talk about. So I fell in love with them. Imagine you are this person and you're like, man, this is the coolest thing in the world. I love lifting weights. And then I'm like, you take something that actually works and makes you become this animal that you have inside. Oh, bitch. Oh, I was feeling my fucking Cheerios. That's also the bad part. I loved them. They made me feel like the person I was inside. Fucking Superman. loved them. And then I became more of a wild son of a bitch. I became even more intent about becoming a pro bodybuilder because I knew it was gonna fucking work. So I just became relentless. I didn't abuse them at first. I use that term loosely, but 250 pound, 5 foot guy, yeah, okay. So in the beginning, I started taking them, and then everything that I took, I was very meticulous about jotting everything down. Jotted everything down, and I knew, I scheduled everything, and I took all these notes, and lo and behold, like I just became in tune with it, and everybody saw it happen. I went from 180 pounds to 200 pounds. I went from 200 pounds to 215 pounds, 215 to 225. And then people were like, oh fuck dude, you're in the shit. I mean, I was just in it hard. You weren't. I was not deviating from my plan, and it was gonna happen no matter what. So, obviously, that was the side of me, that wild side. That was that side where I wasn't going to let anyone beat me at my game. So, the energy, the enthusiasm, the passion that I had for lifting weights and bodybuilding was so strong. I know so much about the history of bodybuilding, it's almost pathetic. But the thing was, it was what I love. So, in that time, I went through college. That's wherever I was gaining all the weight. In college is whenever I found out I was a little bit more of a wild man. Like women, alcohol, drugs. So me having that personality was a good thing and a bad thing, because I was willing to do anything to fucking win. And I found out I loved Superman drugs, steroids. In college, I also found out that I liked women, alcohol, and other drugs such as cocaine. Like that was a real thing. Again, another Superman drug. Problem is, too much of anything is a bad thing. And a little bit of something is also a bad thing. But at that point in my life, that's where I was. I had that mentality, that wild as fuck mentality. It was just everywhere that I went, everybody knew I was intense as a motherfucker. So intense it was almost overbearing for some people to be around. So in college, my ex-wife and I, that's where we met, was in college. We ended up having my oldest, a child, in college. I was 22 years old whenever she was born. Whenever we got pregnant, that's whenever I decided, okay, no more drugs. No more party drugs, cut out the bullshit, and you gotta get your life together, and you actually have to start to execute, because I got wrapped up in college. I got wrapped up in everything. That's whenever we got pregnant. I graduated college on time, got a good job, stopped doing drugs, was still on the kick of becoming a pro bodybuilder, still trained like a madman. In that time, I had to make sure I graduated, I had to make money, I had to find a job, and I still wanted to fulfill my dreams, so I didn't fucking sleep much. You name it, I was doing it to make money, and I still wanted to lift weights, and I still wanted to be a pro bodybuilder, which is also very intense. And that's that selfish part about it. Graduated college, moved to Cleveland, and I started competing in shows. I was 24 years old. I was looking at the 2008 Nationals. Peter Putnam won the light heavyweight division. And I remember looking at it and I said to myself, I can beat that motherfucker. I know I can. And that's whenever I was like, okay, here comes the shit. I'm gonna start competing for the first time. I've been training and eating and everything like a bodybuilder since I was 16 years old. So, started competing in 2009. I did the NPC Northern Kentucky, won the show. After that, I went and did the Pittsburgh show, Mr. Pittsburgh, where I'm from, Pittsburgh. Again, I was in the time living in Cleveland. The Mr. Pittsburgh show, went to that show, won that show. Won the overall, and that's whenever shit hit the fan. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? Because everybody was there. And after that, I turned pro at the 2009 Nationals in Miami. Hani Rambod was my trainer. Again, I'm a bodybuilder enthusiast, knew who Hani was, won the he and I went in and won the show. At that time, whenever I was going from the Pittsburgh show to the Northern Kentucky, I lost my job as a safety consultant for the construction company. lost my job. Just wasn't there anymore. It was during the recession, so had no money. Had a wife and a child, and I had to move back in with my parents. It sucked. It was a hard pill to swallow because I wanted to be a pro fucking bodybuilder. And they knew, my parents knew the opportunity that laid in front of me to go pro and actually get sponsorships. So we moved back in with my parents for 4 months as I trained for the Mr. Pittsburgh, or as I trained for nationals, and I went and won. I won the fucking show, so it was everything. I put everything on the line. That intense side of me had to come out. That's that thing where I was like, I'm willing to fucking eat white dog shit to win this fucking show. Lo and behold, went and won, and I got a contract with Muscular Development Magazine for $1,500 a month, and I got a contract with Muscle Tech for $3,500 a month. So I went from making legitimately $0 fucking dollars to $60,000 a year. I'm like, oh man, this is great, I'm gonna make it. It's happening, it's all working. And next year I did another show. I negotiated contracts where if I win this fucking show, you guys have to pay me double, and I want a bonus, and yeah, I'm gonna win. They're like, listen, nobody wins their pro debut. I'm like, well, I'm fucking going to. Again, that mentality of I'm willing to do whatever it takes. You're not fucking beating me. I'm going to be fucking relentless. Relentless. And over the next year, trained with Ani, and he just beat the fuck out of me. Sure enough, we went to the Dallas Europa and won that show. Won the show. It was awesome. Got double the pay, negotiated contracts. I won money. I started making close to $120,000 a year. Both were $55,000 contracts. It was awesome. 26 years old, making $110,000 a year. Right, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Young family, everything's going for me. I was the young white hype, young clean cut white kid making all this money. At that time also, I was told what to do. Seth, you're the young clean cut white kid. That's what you're gonna look like. Okay, you're paying me, I can't say shit. Shut up and do my job. And it was tough because, now remember back whenever I said, I always wondered why nobody talked about steroids. Why was there nobody that talked about steroids? Nobody talked about steroids because I just got told that I'm the young, clean-cut white kid. You're gonna shut the fuck up. You're gonna do what we say. Huh. Okay, you're paying me the money? I never made 110 grand a year. I'm 26. I had no money last year. This is great. So now I started understanding why those things happen. So it was almost like you're selling out a little bit. It was a little bit of a shitty feeling, but I dreamed of being a bodybuilder, so they were working off of my passion for the sport. Year later, I took the year off. I wanted to go to the open class because I was a 202 competitor. Year later, go to a show, shit the bed. Lose the show. Just look like absolute dog shit. What was it? 8 weeks later, I do another show. Fuck, that went all up too. My body failed. I beat myself into the ground so far that my kidneys began to fail. So at that show, just everything failed. Just smoothed over, looked like shit, pissed blood, the whole nine, you name it, it started happening. 2 days after that, I got a letter that said, we're letting you go, no more $55,000 contract from this company. Oh, bitch. Oh, no. So whenever I was good, you liked me, but now that I'm not good, this sucks. So that's whenever, and at that time when I lost that show, my home life was beginning to fall apart. My whole mental state was a mess. I was training for this show, biggest show of my life. I just wanted to make money, and I just lost $55,000 a year. I was not doing well upstairs. Had no clue what to do. So at the time I was a little screwed up. I called my dad. I was like, Dad, fuck do I do, dude? What do I do right now? I have no clue. And I just gotta go to fucking work, dude. I'm like, oh man, no. I was looking for you to be like, oh, it's okay, here's 10 grand. You know? Like, give me something. Like, that entitlement thing came out of me because I was so beaten down, so hurt, and I'm like, fuck, dude, he just told me I gotta go to work. Like, I gotta work, and I get it, I know I'm good at it, but like, no, like, and it's okay, son, so everything's gonna be fine. No, motherfucker, you gotta go to work. So, there it goes. The hardworking motherfucker that he is, That's whenever I first started feeling it. And at that time, dude, I was down in the dumps. I was like, fuck my life, this sucks. So I also said, I got frustrated with bodybuilding. I said, fuck bodybuilding, I'm done. I'm done, I'm gonna get a regular job. I'm just gonna be a regular guy. I'm not gonna do shit. I'm just gonna make money for the family. I'm gonna straighten my life out with my significant other. Everything's gonna be good. It'll be good. So that's what I did. I stopped, started looking for a job. At that time, I couldn't find a job, so I met a good friend of mine. Some of you probably heard me mention him, Jeff Galia. Call him JG. I called him and I'm like, Jeff, he owned a fencing company at the time. Now, Jeff is not a smart man. I've known Jeff since I was in high school, trained a little bit together. Jeff is the dude that every teacher said would amount to nothing. Because the fucking dude still can't add 3 + 3. Jeff's not smart. He's very, I hate that he might see this. But he knows that he's not the brightest and he's not the brightest man in the world, but the dude is the best motherfucker you'll ever meet. If you're walking down the street naked, like somehow you ended up naked, walking down the street, no clothes on, you're like frantically like, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. Jeff would be the guy that would walk over, take off all his clothes, give them to you, dick swinging, everything, and he'd be like, you good? We're good, okay, here we go. And just walk away. This dude was the best motherfucker in the world. He had no cares, because he already had a rough upbringing. It beat the hell out of him, but the dude was just a good dude. So I called him, I'm like, Jeff, I need a fucking job, dude. He's like, all right, perfect, I need a laborer. I said, great. I was like, when do we start? And he's like, tomorrow. And I'm like, fuck. So tomorrow, huh? Yep, 7 a.m., be at the house. I'm like, okay. So, working with Jeff, this is a point in my life where I'm like in the shit. Not feeling good about myself, not feeling good about how I feel like I failed. So those insecurities that when I was young and being chubbers and all that was bringing back up. So, go to work with Jeff, and Jeff is working, digging holes, digging fence post holes, putting up fence in the summertime, 100-degree heat, shit sucks. You know, my dad owns a cabinet company, I worked hard labor, all growing up with him, but this dude is digging holes in the summer, and you better just get ready. It was ignorant, but the dude was always in a good mood. You weren't beating Jeff. You weren't beating the dude. The dude was always positive, and he always was happy about coming to work. So we'd be out there, and I'm just working my balls off because I want to make sure everything happens. So every morning we'd get together, I'd go to his house, we'd load the truck up. First thing Jeff would say to me is, "Did you get any pussy last night?" I'm like, no, Jeff. He's like, I did. He'd tell me all about it. He'd be like, oh, last night this and this, and I'm like, Jeff, I just had coffee with your wife. Like, I don't want to think about her like that, you know? And he'd tell me the whole story, and I'm like, man, this is just life with Jeff, huh? Okay, so before we're about to go work a 10-hour day out in the heat, the dude's already got you rocking, you're sweating, drinking your coffee first thing in the morning, you're like, fuck it, dude, today's gonna be good. We'd be outside, and it'd be just an ignorant day of digging. Hot as fuck, you're digging 24 post holes today, and it's like, you know it's just gonna be ignorant. And like during a break, I'd be like, oh man, this is a tough one. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, it's not? He says, fuck no. He says, we got cold drinks. He's like, sun's on our backs, we're making money. He's like, today's a good day. It's like, okay. He's like, you got any bullets whizzing past your head? No. He's like, you away from your family right now? I'm like, no. He's like, people trying to kill you? I'm like, no. And he's like, people over in Afghanistan, Iraq, that's the shit they're going through. He's like, you're doing just fine. I was like, oh fuck. Oh boy. Bro just punched me in the gut. I'm like, I don't got fucking problems. Nope, I'm good. Everything's cool. So right there, of working with Jeff, whenever you see me in these videos that I do in the morning about having a good day, everything got fucking beautiful outside today. Thank you him. Because whenever I say I wasn't always this fucking guy, I wasn't. Whenever you get around people like that, you hold on to those things. And that's what that dude does. So, working with Jeff, I always knew when he got pussy from his wife, I was always reminded that I'm having a very good day. No one's trying to kill me. And he's like, you live in the greatest place on the planet. He's like, never fucking forget that. I'm like, man. So, still to this day, I still see Jeff drive around the neighborhood or drive around town, belly out, 6'2", big 250-pound guy, shirts off, just still digging fucking holes, dude. The dude is, and the thing is with Jeff, again, not a smart man. He knows he's not smart. Married to a beautiful woman who obviously loves him. They have a baby now. He loves his life. But the dude is out in the heat, and it sucks, dude. I know it does, because I was with him a lot. Dude don't care. Loves it. Intense positivity. Loves it. So, but at that time, that's whenever I said, I can't work with Jeff forever and only be a laborer for him. I need to make more money for myself. So I got into it. I was like, I'm going to start my own landscaping company, cut grass, and build walls, do anything to like make more money. So I did that for a year. Again, trying to be a normal guy. Just wanted to be normal. So I did that. Everything worked out. I got a couple contracts. I made pretty good money, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month running my own company. It was great, but it was seasonal work. I didn't make that in the same amount in the wintertime. My home life was going pretty good. I thought everything was okay. Wife at the time doing a little bit better. And then I got bored with it. I said, I don't like this. I want more out of life. So I went to start looking for a job in safety. So I have a degree in safety science. I was like, okay, OSHA, DOT, I'm the safety guy. Most of the military guys in here fucking hate the safety guy. You're the reason that we have to make the safety warning meetings and shit like that. So I'm doing that. I was looking for a job, found a guy, John Lafayette. He owned a consulting firm in Pittsburgh. Traveled oil and gas, construction, manufacturing, production, you name it. I was going to be working in it, doing the OSHA 10, OSHA 4, OSHA 30, man lift training, scissor lift training, fucking fork truck training, you name it, I was doing it. Again, great opportunity to make money. Good for the family. Hard working motherfucker. It's just starting to work. I was feeling it. I was feeling good about myself again. Jeff pulled me out of the shit. The guy put me back on the map and made me feel like I was like, okay, I don't got any problems. Okay, here we go. So, started working, and I started driving. The 1 year, I drove 64,000 miles in 1 year. Everywhere, all over fucking the tri-state area, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia. I was driving everywhere. Everywhere I went, I was meeting the blue-collar world of America. I met a ton of rough motherfuckers, rough dudes. But the crazy thing about meeting all the rough dudes was they were working in every single one of those industries, and they were working for one fucking reason: their family. I met the all-American, hard-working family man everywhere I went. The dude that would work 60, 70 hours a week, be hard as fucking nails, and all he wanted to do was make sure that his wife had a nice ride, there was a roof over everybody's head, they got to go to the fucking vacation in Disneyland, and they had really nice holidays, nice Christmases. These are some rough dudes in every single industry. That's all I saw. I saw them everywhere, and I'm like, man, it's like, these guys are fucking good dudes, everywhere I went. I was like, I like this, I fit in really well, I just fell in love with it. But I said, why are these guys not like cool? Why are these guys not the cool people of the world? Because at this time, I started getting the itch in bodybuilding. Because at this time, dude, I wasn't lifting weights. I wasn't Mr. Bodybuilder. I was trying to be normal, remember? Wanted to leave, I wanted to be a normal, I wanted to get a job. That wild man Seth. Oh no, fuck, put that dude away. Stop the steroids, stop the drugs, you're gonna be fucking normal, Seth. Not normal. So, work in there, and I see it all, and I started getting the itch to come back to the industry. I started getting the itch to start lifting weights again and looking at bodybuilding, and I started working out again. I started going on Instagram. I just found out about Instagram, and I'm looking, and I'm like, why are these guys that I see not cool? Because on Instagram at the time, the only cool people were the dude that's standing in front of a Lamborghini that's not even his, wearing clothes that he doesn't like, that he's just promoting, that are really shitty. The hard-working motherfuckers aren't the cool people. The all-American roughnecks aren't the cool dudes. The dads aren't cool. Tell you what, even though I fucking hated my dad for a long period of time, he was the coolest fucking dude on the planet. Because for as big of a prick as he was, the dude always made sure we were cool. The family came first. 16-hour day, fuck it, don't care. Gotta work all weekend, fuck it, don't care. Don't care, I'm gonna work. I didn't know that at the time because you're not as wise. So I was I was looking around and I said, you know what, dude? I was like, if I ever came back, and I'm driving a ton, everywhere, driving, you know, six hours a day, 3 hours to a job, and 3 hours back from a job. And I said, if I ever get the opportunity, if I came back to the industry, I'd be myself. I'd be this fucking rough dude that just swears and doesn't hold back. Just be myself. I'm not going to be the clean-cut white kid that I'm supposed to do and follow everybody's rules and listen and do all this. Nope, fuck you, not doing that. So, as I was driving so much, I started saying, there's got to be somebody to make it cool. The All-American Roughneck is what popped into my head. Once that name popped in my head, I typed it into the internet on Google. I was like, All-American Roughneck. Nothing popped up. I was like, I gotta get the name. So I went online, bought the domain, allamericanroughneck.com. And that's whenever I was like, this is gonna happen. I can make a shirt, I can come back to the industry, and I can let everybody know that this is who the fuck I am. I am the All-American Roughneck. I'm the dude, I'm the dad, I fucking love it. This is gonna be my shit. I'm gonna make the All-American hardworking family man fucking cool. I'm gonna make that guy cool. That's my goal. So, that's all a great idea. So how are you gonna make it happen? How are you gonna put it on the internet? How are you gonna make t-shirts? How are you gonna make it look cool? How are you gonna do videos? How are you gonna portray this on social media? So that's whenever I said, okay, here we go. I called my buddy, at the time Bob, many of you know Bob, I called Bob and I said, Bob, I got this idea. And I started telling him, he says, whoa, dude. We need to come in and talk about this. So in 2015, on November 21st, I went to his house and I discussed All-American Roughneck with him. And he's like, this doesn't sound bad. I don't like your logo idea, but it might work. And I'm like, you're gonna fucking make it, Bob. And then he says, okay, great idea. And I was like, okay, here's the catch. I don't have any money to give you. Oh man, that's really shitty, Seth. It's really bad. And I'm like, I know, you know. And that's whenever I was like, okay, so here's the gig, Bob. I have $2,200, because again, at that time, didn't have a whole lot of money. I was still making ends meet. It's gonna be intense. I was like, well, Bob, I have $2,200, I can put into t-shirts and hats. I said, but if we create this and we make this happen, I'll give you fucking half of everything. Half of everything that I ever do. He's like, oh boy, okay. It's like, I don't know when money will come in. I have no clue. And again, at this time, Bob was not in a good spot in his life. He worked for a really shitty company, didn't have a lot going for himself, and he figured, fuck it, let's go. Said, fuck it, let's go. And I said, all right, here we go, let's go. So we found a screen printer, printed some shirts, made the release video, all this stuff, and I said, we are gonna do it. And we came out swinging, Blackstone Labs at the time. I signed with them, but I told everybody that I'm going to be me. I'm gonna be me, because the wild man came back to life. I was no longer that clean-cut white kid. I was the bearded fucking rough dude that's like, I'm just letting it all hang out. Because of all these life experiences I had, I learned that life will shit directly on you. It will kick you, it'll kick you, you'll fall down, it'll kick you while you're down, it will fucking put its foot right on top of your head and hold you in the mud. It'll just fucking do that to you. Unless you stand up for yourself and start working. So that's whenever I said, this is how I'm gonna be. The wild man is fucking back. Because I'm not normal. I'm letting it all come out, and I'm not holding back. I'm gonna make videos about steroids. I'm gonna make videos about everything. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna make a YouTube channel that's gonna be all about information, education, and no one's holding me back. Lo and behold, that's kind of what happened. The whole time that I was getting ready, everybody was telling me, not a good idea, dude. Don't do that, don't talk about steroids. I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna let it all out. So, we came All-American Roughneck hit. It did. We were doing well. Every penny that we made, we reinvested into the company. All of it. You name it, we made the money. Money came in, right back into the company. Because it started working. People started feeling it. It was working. Everybody was like, oh shit, this is pretty wild, dude. You are an intense motherfucker. And there is not one person in the industry like you. I'm like, I know. I've been watching for a while. I'm back and I'm coming hard. So, that's when, at that time again, you know, doing my best to make sure everything's good with the family. And in 2016, It was just me and the 2 girls. And again, this is whenever I just started to get famous again in the industry. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be tough. Call my dad. Dad, in a really bad spot, dude. Don't know what to do. What do you think his response was?
Go to work.
Go to work, motherfucker. Oh my God, Dad. I was hoping you'd say something more inspirational, you know? And again, I was preaching hard work at the time because that's what I believed in, and that's the only thing, that's the one thing that always resorted back to. But every now and then you need to be reminded. So again, that was Dad's response. And, you know, my mom, being the sweet woman she is, she's like, you'll get through it, everything will be cool. And I'm like, fuck, you know, well, Mom, it's not gonna be okay. Bob, again, I talk to Bob every day. I'm like, Bob, I don't know what the fuck to do, man. He's like, just keep your head down and keep working. So me, that's all I did. I was like, okay, I'm fucked, in a way. Everything is good. Companies going, All American Roughnecks hit. We're making cool videos. People are starting to feel it. They love it. Everything's good. I don't got real problems. My kids are healthy. I got a thriving business. I'm making money because I was still working as a safety consultant. Everything's good. But whenever your kids are crying at nighttime not knowing what to do, that shit starts to fuck with you a little bit. I didn't sleep, didn't know what to do. All I had was to be the best motherfucker I could be. Every fucking day, be the best dude I could be. Guess what? Wake up in the morning, do your cardio. Okay, do your cardio. Next, kids gotta wake up. Okay, kids wake up, I feed them, I love them, I get them off to school, I take the one to daycare, take her here, go to work. Okay, after that, pick the kids up from school, they come home, I have to pack orders after work, I gotta go pack orders for All American Roughneck, have the kids, take them there, we pack orders until 11 o'clock at night, we have snacks, after that, go home, feed them, clean them, put them in bed, everybody's in bed by midnight, wake up again, do it at fucking 6 a.m. Holy fuck. Every single motherfucking day. I was like, this is gonna be tough, dude. This is the shit. Here it is. Got through it. Everything was good. But my kids were still having a hard time, and again, I wanted to be the best person I could be to make sure they were good. So my daughter was in love with gymnastics, went to gymnastics, finally took her back to a gymnastics studio, and she fell in love with it. Oh, man, here we go. This is great. My kids were happy now. So now I have happy, healthy children, my company that's thriving, I'm making money. I don't have real problems. I just got more work to do. Y'all heard me say that phrase before. This is where it all came from. I don't got problems, motherfucker. I don't. People got real problems. There's people that are fucking, I mean, a number of you guys in here being military men and women, how many people in here know a dude that's no fucking legs, no limbs, got blown up? Motherfucker, that's a problem, dude. That's a problem. And then when you talk to them, they're like, oh no, it's good. I'm gonna get through it. Holy fuck, really? You talk to people with their kids have diseases. They got fucking problems, dude. I don't got problems, motherfucker. I got a good life. So, being through all that shit, and then again, going back thinking about Jeff Galia, just thinking about him every morning waking up, telling people about his sex stories with his wife, talking about all these things. I'm like, okay, dude. I was like, here we go. This is me. And that's whenever you saw me change also online. You started to see it because, like I said, I wasn't always this person. So, went to gymnastics, and at gymnastics was my fiance now. Hannah was one of the gymnastic coaches there. I saw her, you know, hot redhead, huge boobs, young girl. You got me. Okay, there it is. Saw her. She slid into my DMs first. Get that straight. So, no, that's the real story. She'll be pissed at me when she's over on camera now. But no, that's so we ended up. You know, at the time, I was in a rough spot, but I was willing to do anything, work with the kids. I mean, make it all work. You name it, I didn't care. I knew I was in it for the long haul. We ended up, she hit me up. I was like, okay, we started talking a little bit, and I was like, fuck it, you know, gotta go on a date now, see what it's like. I might like the person. And my joke is that at the time, I didn't really like women because I was a little bit tainted. I wasn't gay. So at the time, I was a little bit of a shallow fuck. I was like, you know what? If a girl doesn't drink coffee, I'm not dating her. So Bob's like, what the fuck do you mean? That's a little bad. That's rough, dude. And I was like, bro, I want a cool life. And he's like, you got one. I'm like, no. I want to wake up in the morning and I want to have a cup of coffee with someone and like talk about it. Whenever I go on vacation, I have a vacation. I want to wake up, I want to have my coffee. I want that feeling. The first thing, you sit there on the porch, sunset, you know that whole fucking bullshit thing that you think about. The semi-gay part of me, the basic white bitch comes out. I'm like, that's what I want. And then Bob's like, what happens if you meet like a really good girl in that? I'm like, fuck her, she's gone. So we go out on a date. She's 22, gonna be 23 at the time. I'm 32. You know, I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about? This sucks. I don't know. This is good. She's hot, but fuck. So we go, and it turns out, one of the first questions I asked, I was like, do you drink coffee? And she's like, I love coffee. And I'm like, oh man, this is great. You're fucking beautiful. We ended up hitting it off. And I got back after the date, and Bob's like, how'd it go? Everything good? I'm like, I kind of like her. He's like, no shit. He's like, I haven't heard you say that in a while. So we ended up hitting it off, and everything goes well. We fell in love. Everything was great. And it changed my life all for the better. My mom, you know, sweet woman that she is, religious, she thinks she's an angel. Like, legit thinks she's an angel. I'm like, you know, sorry to tell you, Mom, but she sucks one. I didn't say that to my mom, but you get the point. But wonderful girl, changed my life. My girl's, she's at home right now taking care of my two kids. She treats them like her own children. And I have to say that knowing everything, it's got to be one of the hardest things to be part of a blended family and raise two children that aren't your own, but they love you like you're their parent. Watching that, again, that's that shit that hits me hard, that changes who I am as a person. So, everything's great. We're together. We still haven't started this company. Okay, I'm online talking about everything. I'm foul-mouthed, I'm wild, I'm back to being myself, I feel alive, I love this shit. And then I was like, I don't like the companies that I'm sponsored by. They're paying me money. They fucking love me because I sold a shit ton of supplements. However, I didn't really like them. I didn't like their business practices. Kind of fucked with me a little bit because I'm the guy that doesn't sell out, remember? I changed. I come back and I said, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the way I want to. I'm not going to let anybody fuck with me. This is going to be me. And I was like, fuck, dude, this is bad because I didn't like their business practices. And everything that I stood for as a human being, as you can see over this timeline of my life, it has been all about hard work, and all I hear from my dad is work harder. My mom, anything that you ever see me do, it's all about thinking of what my mom and my dad think of me. Like whenever I go back, even though like hardworking motherfucker, they're all about it. They are it. Whenever it comes back to how I'm going to react in a situation from a personal standpoint, like I want my parents, whenever they meet people that know who I am, to say, son's a pretty good dude. A little wild. My dad's going to be like, yeah, he's my son. You know, but that's what it thinks of. So whenever someone's having poor business practice, I don't really like them. Don't like them. So I was like, fuck you, you guys are paying me this. They were paying me a ton of money. A fucking ton of money. Because I was selling product and everything was working. And I was like, nope, not going to do it anymore because I want to do things my way. Told them I'm leaving and they're like, no, please no. I'm like, nope, I'm done. That's whenever I met Pat and Mike. Bob and I, again, All American Roughneck was hitting. It was doing well. We weren't making money from it. We kept reinvesting because no banks gave us money. No banks gave us any fucking money because we're a young company and you sell t-shirts. What do you mean you sell t-shirts? Yeah, we sell t-shirts. It's a lifestyle. We're doing it to people feel this shit. And everybody obviously thinks it's a good idea, but nobody wants to invest. No banks want to give us any money, so we saved all of it. So we met Pat and Mike. Somehow, Pat and I never met. We all know the same people back home. We know the same old school bodybuilders, everything. And Pat has been in supplements for quite a while. You know, manufactured for 10 years, yada, yada, yada. But me being a little tainted and not liking some people, I was like, okay. We had a mutual friend introduce us, and he's like, you can start your own supplement line. And I'm like, well, if we start, it's going to be my fucking way. I don't care who you are, it's going to be done my way. And Matt got into a meeting, and out of Right out of the fucking gate, I told him, I don't like anybody, and I don't like you. And Bob's sitting there next to me just sweating. Just sweating like, fuck, dude, you opened up like that? And then Pat says, I don't like anybody either. And I'm like, oh, I like you now. So we had the meeting go through, and we had the thing was, I want something to be different. I want it to be an extension of All American Roughneck, which is an extension of me, because All American Roughnecks, everybody in here fits that profile. Everybody does. It's about being the hard-working, all-American family man. And if I have a company or anything that I do, it has to have that same feeling. So we sat down, we talked, and what are we going to do? We're going to create a company, and it's going to be one of the best in the fucking industry, if not the best in the industry. How are we going to do that? We're going to make sure that it's high-quality ingredients. We're not going to fucking deviate from it like every other company to make margins. Because everybody in here knows supplement companies make a fuckload of money, right? You see people driving fucking Lamborghinis, buying Bentleys, fucking off, and you're like, man, you make that much money from this shit? Yeah, you do. But here's the thing. I told Pat, we got through and we started looking at money. We started looking at products. And I was like, Pat, why do all these products suck? And he's like, because they're made with the fucking cheapest ingredients. I was like how cheap? And so we started going through numbers and looking at it. I'm like, oh, fuck. That's good, I like that. He's like, but here's our cost. And I'm like, oh, bitch. Like, because we would design, our first product was hydraulic. Our non-stim pre-workout, because wasn't big on stims. 5 patented ingredients. I was like, why doesn't people use patented ingredients? Because they're really expensive. Oh, fuck, okay. They are really expensive. Big difference in margins. And I said to him, so how does this all work? He explained it to me, and after so long, you'll start making more money. Whenever you get bigger numbers and volume, your margins will go down and you'll make more money. I'm like, all right, cool, but we can't deviate from this fucking mindset, dude. We can't, because people are taking this, and I'm the dude that doesn't bullshit no one in this industry, because I knew about it. I was told, I don't take steroids. The fuck you mean you don't take steroids? I take them and look at me. I know this, you know? So I wanted to be the guy that was just open and honest about everything, because, I mean, that's how I was raised. Think about it. Mom and dad, good family, good upbringing, home life. That's how it was. So if I had the opportunity to do this, I was like, I want the company to be done a certain way. So Pat and Mike, those two guys owned their own company. And then Bob and I had All American Roughneck, and we decided that we're going to go all in. Fuck it. We had one chance to do it, and I was like, all right, let's put all our money in a pile, and put all our fucking dicks on the chopping block, and go at it. We did. It was a little scary, because we're like, oh, this doesn't fucking work, dude. This sucks. We're going to be back at square one, lose all your money and not know what to do. Lo and behold, it worked. We knew it was going to work, but the hard part was making sure it was sustainable and being able to grow it. So, as you can see, we have all these different products here. We've been in business for 16 months? 16 months we've been in business. Everybody in this industry knows exactly who the fuck we are, because we're not holding back, because everybody's like, oh shit, so you guys call things unicorn blood? Yeah. High quality ingredients with my fuckery in it. Whenever we first designed the labels, like this one here, whenever we first came out, I was like, Mike designed all the labels. I'm like, man, like, if I owned a supplement company, this is what it looked like. This is great. Then whenever we started saying, like, we wanted to add a little bit of flair. Like, nobody has, you don't see many companies have all this flair. Like, this one's about as hardcore and gay as you get. Unicorn blood. The whole goal with this was to make sure that people, you all feel the shit. When you watch the videos, you feel it. Whenever you see the products, you feel it. You're like, oh man, like, why'd you guys do it like that? I don't know, it seemed like a good idea. Even though that's the wild man in me. Even though it was like, we have such high quality ingredients behind it. We have the science behind everything. We want to make sure that you guys have an experience, because your everyday lives are what make you who you are. And when you need the escape, when you need something great to be injected, you put on my videos. You take my supplements. You wake up and talk about a good dick day. You know, everybody in here knows what a good dick day is, right? Who in here doesn't know what a good dick day is? Everybody heard the story? So I'll tell it real quick if anybody's not. With those, I was on. used to wake up and say that because you know how women wake up in the morning and talk about having a good hair day. They have a good hair day or a good butt day, and on Instagram you see them and they're like, look at my hair, and you're like, no, look at your tits. Those are nice. Oh, look at my nice bikini, and you're like, oh man, it is a really nice bikini, you know? All these things, but like, there's nothing that ever made it sense for a man to be like, you ever wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, look at you. You wake up, you put your underwear on that make it look even bigger, and you're like, hey, hun. Stick it out there, show it off, and it's like, you can't say that to any of your buddies. You can't go on Instagram and be like, guys, look at this thing. This is awesome. See it. It comes off a little gay. But then in here, like, you guys being military, you're just like, yeah, that's fucking great. Lucky woman at home, you know? But those are the things that, like, really always, I always thought about it. I'm like, man, that's like the good shit in life. That's the good shit. Whenever you wake up with a woman that you love, you're feeling your Cheerios, and you're like, come on, look, that's great. Or you wake up and when you walk past her, you slap her in the ass and let her know you love her. You know, I say that at the end of my videos because I'm dead fucking serious. In life, you should be making people feel phenomenal. You should make them feel you, feel your energy. You should make sure that your significant one knows that you love them, even if it's not that big. But you got to make them sure that they know you love them, and that's why, like, when you guys watch my videos and I get these great comments and like how, like, just the positivity that I have. Like I said, remember, I wasn't always this fucking guy, dude. I think about Jeff Galey. I think about this because when I wake up, I love my life. I want you all to feel me. I want I want Hannah to know that when I slap her in the ass, it's like, how you doing, babe? I'm getting you later. You're mine later. Those things go so far because sometimes life will be kicking you directly in the dick. You're going to have those days when you're like, fuck me, dude, this was a rough day. And whenever I talk about the love of a good woman and the love of being a real man, having a real man, whenever you have those things in life, they change who you are. Because I could work a 16-hour day. It should be 6 o'clock and I'd be like, hey, I'll be home at like 9 o'clock tonight. Okay, cool, everything good? Yep, everything's good. It's not that I don't hear the shit. That's the support I need. I don't need to tell you, I don't need to hear I'm doing a good job. I know I'm doing a good job. I just need to know that you're making sure that I'm good. She's feeling me. She understands it. And same vice versa with her. So whenever I have anything that I touch, my company, All American Roughneck, whatever it is, I want to make sure people feel me. And the greatest thing and why you guys are in this room is because you guys are taking the same shit that I got and you're putting it into your lives. That's the most important thing, is if you can become better at everything that you do, holy fuck, dude, the real shit starts happening. Because remember, this whole story started with me being a fat kid that got made fun of. I was just this regular fucking chubby kid. I never deviated simply because every time I was in trouble and wanted a handout, I heard just go to work. Fuck, shit. Yep. That's all I did. It's all you have to do is just keep working. You're gonna fuck up. I didn't talk about a lot of the things where I lost a whole lot of money or anything like that. That's gonna happen. But the thing is, as long as you continue to be the best motherfucker you can be and be a hard-working motherfucker, it's gonna work. You're gonna get better. It will happen. And every time, and that's why you guys throw my videos on in the morning. You watch the Instagram stories, all that. You're here now. Whenever that happens to me, I think about Jeff Galey. You know, it's even, that's how that works in my head. I even throw some of my own videos on sometimes because it's like I look at the comments that you guys are commenting, I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is pretty wild. Because I still have that chubby insecurity. Chubs, it still resonates with me to this day. I'll still use it as a chip on my shoulder sometimes. Those are things that's how I got to this point in my life. I'm 34 years old now. I've been through the shit. I've spent time having no money, being beaten down, having trouble making payments on my fucking rent, on my utilities, not knowing what the fuck I'm gonna do. I've had times whenever I'm like, I can't buy groceries. I've had every one of those feelings. Every single one of those feelings. Those are the things that still drive me to this day. My goal in life is to make a fuckload of money. Yes, that is my goal. But there are certain things that along those lines, everybody in here wants to be rich. It's nothing wrong with that. But I know for a fact, I'll never, ever forget the feelings of looking at my fucking pantry for my kids and it being empty. I will not forget those fucking feelings. That's the reason that even though I have a full pantry, like legit, whenever I go to the grocery store or Hannah goes to the grocery store and I look at my pantry full of food, I'm like, that right there is a thing that I remember saying to myself, I just want to have a pantry full of food for my family. Because I remember having $0 fucking, dude. And that wasn't long ago. That was like 6 years ago. All I had to do was go to work. All I had to do was make sure I surrounded myself with good people. Those are the things that you can't forget in life along the way. So, now that I am in this position and things are going well, the days that you see me all excited pretty much every morning, the days that people wonder or see me just go on nonstop, I fucking love my life. Fucking love it. I have a lot of you guys to thank for it. I have you guys thanking for all the messages, for purchasing the products, for wearing the t-shirts with pride, for fucking telling people about everything. Oh, you gotta watch this dude's videos, it's really fucked up. It's great. Watch this thing, it's awesome. Those are the things that mean the world to me, and know for a fact that there will never be a day when I am not busting my ass. Because if I can make people better, if you become a better person in your life, holy shit. With as much bullshit that happens in the world, and all the fucking political bullshit, and people hating on each other, if you're the best motherfucker you can be, you're gonna change your surroundings. That's how you start changing a community. That's how you start changing the world. Even though it sounds ridiculous, motherfucker, my goal in life now is to make sure that people know who the fuck I am and what I stand for. Because remember, those famous people on Instagram with all the douchebaggery and all the shit that's not theirs and the fakeness? I'm coming hard. I'm gonna be the dude that's still wearing fucking New Balance, wearing two different kind of socks because my kids steal them all the time, wearing my Good Dick Day underwear and talking about it. You know, that's gonna be me, and that's how this is gonna work. That's my goal in life. This, all that we have here, every single thing, know for a fact that anything that you ever see me do, I put my heart and soul into, and I have 3 other business partners and 13 employees that are working just as hard because they feel the shit, because they're the ones that when we go back, they see this, they see the views, they see everything, and they're like, here we fucking go, this is the real shit. I'm the same guy in this seminar that I am at work, that I am at home, intense, loving my life. I'm the wild man, and I love it. So I appreciate you guys for everything you do. Right now, I'll just open it up for questions. But again, thank you all for everything that you guys do. It means the world to me, and I know that you guys are feeling it too. So thank you.